If you want to consistently strike your irons well, compress them, get that ball turf contact, then there are really three things that you have to have in place. And I'm going to run you through a drill which incorporates all three of those movements, puts them together, and enables you to feel what the best players in the world feel. So we're going to start off by just covering what those three movements are, and then we'll kind of run through the drill. So when we look at great ball strikers, when they're hitting irons and when the ball is on the ground, they have all, at impact, bar none, got the majority of their weight on their lead leg. Now, as I do that, you'll notice that my head doesn't really move. It's more the fact that my midsection, knees, thighs, hips, move towards the target. The reason that's important is because we swing the golf club around our body in a circle. That little bit of forward weight shift moves that circle towards the target, helps us hit the ball first, then the ground. The second thing they all have is their elbows are close together. Now, I know there are some great golfers out there who have slightly bent arms, but you're never going to see a great player with their elbows incredibly flexed. The reason that's important is because that regulates where that circle is relative to the ground. If I have my elbows flexed, the club is going to raise up. I'm going to struggle to get my low point underground. So great players will have weight forward and they will have their arms extended and their elbows close. That regulates the height of the arc. And the final thing they have is great body pivot post impact. Now, the reason that's important is because it allows the arms to extend. So as I have my weight forward and my elbows close, if I rotate my body and get taller, watch what happens to my arms and the club. They move in this direction. Look at my arm structure, it's perfect. If I don't have that rotation, that extension, bearing in mind the club has got a fair bit of speed at impact, if I don't have that, what's going to happen to the hands and arms? They're going to start to do this. They're going to go past the body, elbows are going to flex, and we might have our elbows close here, but they're going to move into this position. That's going to raise the club up. We're going to start to thin it and struggle to get that low point forward. So here's the drill I want you to do to get all those three things happening. You're very simply going to take a 7-iron, normal setup, preset your weight forward. Through this whole motion, you are going to be squeezing your elbows together. That's going to keep your arms straight, but I don't really want you to think about keeping your arms straight. I want you to think about squeezing your elbows. And as you go through the ball, you're going to take your body angles, you're going to stand up, and you're going to turn to the target. So even though I'm going to hit this ball 40 yards max, I'm tall, I'm extended, and I'm rotated. And the first little thing you're going to do is you're going to go from this setup through to get a feel for what that's like. Weight forward, squeeze the elbows, turn and extend. Weight forward, squeeze the elbows, turn and extend. Then if we put that into a swing, we should get something that looks a little bit like this. There's my normal setup. Weight goes forwards, squeeze the elbows, turn and extend. And trust me, there is no better feeling than that. Just look at that divot. Even though it was only a small swing, my golf ball was here. So it's ball, turf, contact. And that gives me exactly the feels that I want. It shows me that those movements create that perfect contact. It shows me that even over a shot of 30, 40 yards, I can feel what a compressed strike is like. And then what I can do is I can start to scale that up and I can start to connect the dots. So as I get to the top, I can start to recognize where those impacts were, and it helps me to shift, squeeze the elbows, and rotate through. So if you want perfect strikes to the irons, they feel compressed, they go a long way, they're consistent, weight forward, squeeze the elbows, turn and extend.